Hello. Welcome to the Goods. I know that you have been looking at us wearing our Fly Goods podcast gear and wondering where can we get those. Well, guess what? We have the answers for you. We have it here, Teespring. Go to Teespring and you will find all of this glorious merchandising, from t-shirts to mugs to, well, there's other toys, but we can't talk about that now. Go to Teespring, enjoy our memorabilia.
And we're back! All Flash!
No substance.
So, it is a season of love. Right, Mia? Exactly. It's a season for love.
I'm loving something over there.
So, Valentine's Day is coming up, and what better movies to watch? What are the chick flicks we watching? What are the movies we want to watch during this special time with your special loved ones? Or in some people's case, Love Sucks Day.
For the single people.
Exactly.
Or maybe not the single people, for the recently broken up with people. That's
right.
What sucks. There you go.
So here are the top 5 movies for Valentine's Day according to us. Some of you are not gonna, like our selections, but hey, to each his own. Terrence, go first.
And nobody's gonna like my selections because you know what? I don't watch chick flicks and I barely watch anything that's even quasi-romantic.
My Bloody Valentine, guys.
Mine are gonna be more action-centric, I guess, more action-focused with some romantic elements to them.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so this is gonna be my number 5 for a person who doesn't really watch a lot of romantic films. I went with oh snap!
I saw that one.
No,
it was fantastic.
I just thought of something else, and now I want to change it. And I can't think of the name of it. It's so here as number 5. Help me figure out the name of this movie because it was actually really, really good. It was the one with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
The Proposal.
The Proposal. Yes, I got introduced to. That's my number 5. I got introduced to that movie by Carla, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this movie." And I was like, "What is this movie?" She's like, "It's a rom-com." I was like, "I don't want to watch this movie," but surprisingly, was a really, really good movie.
It was funny.
It was a really funny movie. I was like him working under Sandra Bullock and her needing a green card, which is so funny. And her needing a green card.
The white lady needing a green card.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So wasn't she Canadian or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because he's a Canadian.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's like, so if there's a movie where you have to get your guy to say, hey, we're gonna watch a rom-com or a romantic type of movie, start him with this one. Ryan Reynolds is in his being Ryan Reynolds, and like Will Smith is Will Smith in it.
He's Ryan Reynolds up in this.
Yeah, and it's like, look, it's a great film, and he kind of gets to play, even though it's comedic. He kind of plays this straight man in this particular role, and her learning about his family and her being his boss. I was like, it's a great film. I thought I was gonna hate it when I first went to go see it. And then when I watched it, I was like, you know what? I could watch that film again. It was really good.
Betty White was good in that movie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, and I don't know why it didn't pop in. I was writing my list until right now.
Ryan Reynolds' number fan over here forgets The Proposal. Okay.
All right, so number 4. All right, so number 4, I went with Titanic. I went with Titanic, and there was another one that I had in this place, but I moved Titanic to number 4. I went with Titanic because the movie is not really historically accurate or about anything about history. It is from beginning to end, a love story.
Loosely based off of true events.
Loosely based.
You like that one?
I mean, there was a boat in it and it crashed. That's basically the whole history of Titanic that happened in this movie. I mean, it was a love triangle. It had the love triangle elements. It had the bad boy elements. You know, the guy from going from nothing and still getting the girl. It had action. It had drama. I mean, it was long, very long, but did keep me interested because I was waiting for that damn crash. So you will get to crash, and look, seeing a young Leo in the movie is great, and he was a great actor back then. And it's like it's if you're into a romantic film, this movie is really all about romance. And then, oh yes, the boat does crash.
Okay.
Romantically,
Yeah.
it had its sights on that iceberg, and they had a deep, long gaze as they embraced before killing half of the crew.
Yeah, that's awful.
Number 3.
Right. I feel bad laughing at that one.
No, it's kind of messed up. Number 3. All right, so for me, my level or my thought of romance isn't always the normal one. where everybody would say like, oh, look, they fall in love. They knew they were meant for each other. I feel you have to earn love. It's Scott Pilgrim versus the world.
The 7 X's.
With the 7 X's, and it was like, that's how much he loved her. What was her name?
I don't remember her name.
I remember her name.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. So, but that's how much he loved her, and he was willing to beat the shit out of 7 other people in order to go out with her one more time. That's love.
Captain America and Superman.
There you go. You can't. You can't pass. And.
I have
Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson's in that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, she's the girlfriend.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but
So
when she was on stage performing and
yeah.
Brie
That's
Larson
right. I forgot that was Brie Larson.
Captain Marvel and Superman together.
Yeah.
It's funny. So it's like it's Captain America, Captain Marvel, Superman. Who else was in this movie? Jeez. And as a matter of fact, she is
It's Lucy McLean.
No. She's
sorry.
no.
Who she is?
No, but she's Huntress.
Huntress.
From Suicide Squad.
Yeah, she is Huntress.
Yeah, so
Huntress.
it was like, this is a movie of superheroes. So look, this movie is fun. It's based on a video game. It's fun, exciting, and it's one of those movies where you walk away with like a smile, and you're just like, I'm glad I watched that movie. It was really enjoyable.
It's a guilty pleasure too.
I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure. The movie's a really good movie. It's I think you should watch it.
No, because in the beginning it didn't do good. It didn't do well in the box office. I know, but it became a cult classic. That's the
There
word.
should have been a two of this movie.
Not guilty pleasure. It's a cult classic.
There you
How
go.
about that?
It's a nice cult
That's
film.
what I meant.
It really should have got a
That's
sequel.
what I meant.
This movie is really great. If you're a video game fan, you'll definitely love it. If you're a fan of this ensemble cast that we didn't realize until saying it out loud, all these people that are actually in it, you'll enjoy that. And it's Michael Cera? No.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's
Michael
Michael.
Cera.
I always get him and Eisenberg mixed
yeah.
up. So if you're a fan of Michael Cera, you'll love it. It's like he does a great job in this film. That whole awkwardness, he mixes it with sarcasm throughout the film, and it was like in their little jump cuts in between scenes from where like his thoughts to like what's going on in live action and playing up the animation elements to it. It's a great film. You got to go ahead and see it. So
All right.
that'll bring me to my number two. All right, so number 2, because I am a fan of love and happy marriages. And the best way to talk about love and happy marriages is with Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I was about to say that right now. That's hilarious.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this movie is great because not only am I a Brad Pitt fan, I'm an Angelina Jolie fan. To see them together both on screen trying to kill each other is the best way I can say that's the type of romantic film I want to see. It has great action in it, and then their whole love story going from like, hey, they met each other, didn't tell each other that they were spies, they fell and got married, and then realized that marriage sucks. They were bored and they didn't want to do anything else, and then when they split and then they found out that each other were spies, it re-sparked their whole relationship. Now it's a great like arcing story.
Okay.
From, hey, we fell in love to our life sucks until we fell in love again. And it's a really, really great story. And you got to see it if you haven't seen it. Like I said, if you're an action buff, you'll love it. If you're a fan of them, you'll love it. If you wanted a rom-com that your boyfriend is not going to want to say, I don't want to watch it, go watch this film.
Okay.
All right.
Number 1.
No one! Obvious choice, because we're big fans of this film and we talk about it a lot, and it would be a great option for me to put the clip in the video. That is True Lies.
True Lies!
True Lies is such a great film. It's one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films. You know what I mean? So you got Terminator, you got True Lies, you got Jingle All the Way, you got...
Oh, you talking about Schwarzenegger films?
Yeah.
Okay, so True Lies, Terminator 2,
Jingle All the Way.
No.
Commando.
That's what I was looking for.
Predator.
Predator. Come on. Anyway,
this film, another spy film, and obviously the theme in all spy films is that, hey, you don't tell the wife that you're a spy.
That's
just be a spy, and then you
right.
hide it from her. So it's a great thing where like he goes through his jealousy thing, thinking that she might be doing something behind his back and following her around, using all his spy resources, and all of this stuff kind of going on in the background that he's not trying to make her aware of, until finally it just kind of finds itself in front of her, and he has to continue on with her and save her from the... If you haven't seen True Lies, I feel like I spoil every movie for people who haven't seen it. If you haven't seen
it since 1994.
And what movie did I tell you I didn't see when we were talking about romantic films? I hadn't seen like all of them.
Okay, so we're doing prep, and through the entire prep, he's like, no.
I hadn't seen it. I don't watch a lot of rom-coms, or anytime that's really dramatic. Like unless it's a gangster film or like a legal procedural or a war film. Those are the only dramas I will watch.
Okay.
Those are the only dramas I'll watch. If it's like, it's feelings and emotions and stuff like that, I'm out. Look, the most recent dramatic thing about feelings and stuff that I watched was episode 3 of Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Yeah, that's the most romantic thing I've seen in a long time. But I could put that on the list. That's my list.
Oh man! All right. You said some good ones. I can't say them all because that would make our top 5 kind of boring. So I'm gonna have to go a little off the cuff a little bit. All right. So my number 5 is gonna be number 5 is gonna be The Wedding Singer.
Oh, okay.
I want to say that's probably Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler's best movie together.
Not the 51st Dates.
That's a beautiful movie. I like that one a lot. Yes, but The Wedding Singer has, the look, like it's a completely themed movie because it's completely in the 80s. So
Yes.
they're dressed like the 80s.
Yes.
The music is freaking awesome.
Right.
The comedy is on point, and they give you this nostalgic feeling from the 80s. They're like, oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Or, oh, I remember this. Or I used to wear that. And why did I put ribbons on my pants?
It looked cool back
I don't
then.
know.
It looked cool.
Anyway, I'm glad I don't have hair anymore. I'll just say that.
It looked cool.
But yeah, so The Wedding Singer is one of my favorites. So many quotable freaking lines in that. And there are like so many songs that come out in the 80s that I listen to right now. And I can't help but think of the damn movie. Like the certain scenes. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So that Wedding Singer is absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you have not seen it, check it out. Great movie for Valentine's Day. Number 4. Number 4. I was going to have, one on your list.
Okay.
But I gotta touch base with my single divorcees and my breakups, and damn it, started out so good and it went to crap, and he changed and she changed and it went to complete shit. War of the Roses.
Oh, okay. I have seen that one.
I'm giving it to the War of the Roses. First of all, when you have
I feel like that's more comedy than actual.
yeah, but it started out romantically,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
But you have the chemistry from Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. And then you get into the Jewel of the Nile, part 2 to Romancing the Stone, all the way to this. And they play a married couple that was basically from rags to riches type of story, and then all of a sudden it just changes. And pretty much they can't stand each other.
Right.
And they start basically fighting over the house. And neither one of them wants to leave, and Danny DeVito's stuck in the middle because he's the friend that's an attorney, and it is absolutely hilarious. The shit they do to each other. You want to talk Mr. and Mrs. Smith? This was Mr. and Mrs. Smith before Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Without the guns.
Without the guns, exactly. But they got freaking monster trucks running over classic cars. They got freaking, the insinuation that she cooked the dog. God dang it, that movie was so freaking dark. And it was actually directed by Danny DeVito, so check out War of the Roses. It's freaking awesome. Number 3. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the romance, and that's gonna be Love Jones. That is probably one of the most romantic movies I've ever seen, especially when it comes to the music, the poetry, just the sensualness of, even the love scene was freaking sensual. I'm like, God dang. And you want to really see the beauty that is Nia Long, watch freaking Love Jones. It is fantastic. The soundtrack is great. Bill Bellamy is awesome in that movie, and Lorenz Tate freaking steals it with the Brother to the Night poem in the beginning. So check out Love Jones.
Never saw it.
You're black. How do you not see it? Give me your black card.
I did see a black romantic comedy. Once I was on a date. I remember.
Was Boomerang.
Oh shit! I didn't even write Boomerang down. Damn it! Why did I not write Boomerang?
Number 2. Number 2 is When Harry Met Sally. How do you not go? You go through all these decades, right? You go through these decades when they first meet in college, and then when they're young professionals to when they're married, divorced, and all that's. It's freaking great. You go through all of these different times in these two people's lives where they become friends, and then it begs to ask the question: can men and women be friends without falling in love, without anything?
If they're ugly. If one of them's ugly, preferably the girl.
That's hateful. Anyway,
because the guy's ugly, he ain't gonna stop trying for that pretty girl. But if he's ugly, she'll be like,
Well, it's what the dick in the glass case. In case of an emergency, break open glass. Anyway, When Harry Met Sally's a classic. Check it out, especially the faking the orgasm scene in the diner. The classic. Number one. I am gonna put Titanic. That one I will keep. I will keep that because that is a very romantic movie. It's very. It is a. I don't want to say rags to riches because that's not a rags to riches movie, but you see how sometimes money is not all that it's cracked up to be. Sometimes it's just about the connection that you feel with somebody and in spiritual, whatever, emotional, whatever.
See, all you women out there looking for like a sugar daddy and somebody to take care of you and stuff like that. Nope, she just wanted Poe Jack.
Just Poe
Jack.
Jack.
Jack didn't have a job.
All this money waiting for her, and she wanted Poe Jack.
Yep.
Or did she? Because she didn't even scoot over on that. She didn't scoot over on the door.
She was like, you know what? I'm having second thoughts here. You stay in the water. Money Man's still over. He's over on the boat, so
you know,
I need to make it back to him.
I got this jewel. Anyway, but yeah, it's absolutely romantic movie. The set piece of Titanic was amazing. I mean, it was $200 million to make this damn movie, and you know, James Cameron's freaking attention to detail when it comes to things like that, which he actually has gone down to see the actual Titanic.
Where's a clip for James Cameron?
James Cameron. Yeah, so you know that the attention to detail, he's gonna bring like the 1912s, those 1900s back like perfectly. And yeah, like Terrence said, freaking you got Billy Zane's in it, Kathy Bates, you know, and it's a star-making performance for Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. So yeah, Titanic's my number one. Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions now, because for some reason Terrence forgot Boomerang, and Boomerang definitely would have made the list, but now it's too late.
Boomerang. True Lies didn't make the list either, so for me anyway.
I mean, Boomerang's look one of my favorite Eddie Murphy films.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I mean, like this was cool. Eddie
Murphy.
Not so much it was
not distinguished gentleman Eddie Murphy, but just cool.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the guy, like, you know, sort of like as the kids say now, this is the guy with all the riz.
Better than the jizz.
Yeah, I'm sure he had the jizz too. But like, yeah, he was the ladies' man, and we're like, he can get anything once, or anyone that he wants, and then he happened to come across a woman who broke his heart, and trying to see his journey into finding what true love was, and somebody who actually he wanted to be with for a future as opposed to just one night. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, if you want to go through Eddie Murphy's kind of
filmography.
Yeah, filmography. This is the best one, or not the best one. It's a great one to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Another black film. I somehow forgot all my black romantic films that I actually have seen. Love and Basketball.
Never seen it.
I did not want to go see this film, but the girl I was dating at the time, she really wanted to see this film, and I actually really enjoyed the film. Never watch it again, but I actually did. I can't remember the it was like Omar Epps.
It was Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan.
There you go. They were in it, and it was basically them
playing basketball.
Yeah, them playing basketball, but their journey becoming a couple and them.
It's like Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brown Sugar.
It's basically Brown Sugar.
Okay, well there you go. I've seen Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar without basketball.
So this is it's like I have a love for basketball. I have a love for black people, and I had a love for her at the time. It was like that's the reason I wanted to go see the film. All right, so other honorable mention on here, I had Pearl Harbor, because that wasn't a historical film. It was a love story. It was nothing about Pearl Harbor except it was a battleship in Hawaii. It was all about the stupid romantic relationship between Ben Affleck
it was Kate Beckinsale.
And was it Josh Hartnett?
It's Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, but like
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think. Yeah, it's like their love triangle. It's like all of these movies gotta have a love triangle in it, and I don't know why. And the last one, can we count Menace to Society?
Jada Pinkett Smith?
Yeah. All right. Falling in love with his father figure's girl while he was in jail.
It's called recycling.
It's called recycling. Gotta recycle it. Make it new again. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna start mine with Knocked Up. You know, it's going back to the connections.
There you go.
It was one night stand, but whatever.
Yeah, it was like, hey.
Sometimes
we didn't love each other, but now we learned to love each other.
We're stuck.
We're stuck together with this kid.
It was freaking funny, and
if only real relationships that happen that way could actually turn out the way theirs did.
Yeah, and it was like a part of it for the guys and a part of it was for the girls. So yeah, that's why it was a good balance. Okay. Obviously, The Notebook. You know, everybody's gonna say The Notebook. So I gotta throw The Notebook in there.
Didn't see Lake House either.
Boomerang, obviously. Play it again, Sam. Freaking Casablanca. You know, you gotta go for the
you know, I've
classic
never
there.
actually seen Casablanca.
Yeah, good movie. Sleepless in Seattle. Gotta go with that
Never
one
seen
too. Hitch.
I've seen pieces of it. I think I've seen enough clips of Hitch to say I've seen half the movie.
Obviously, I'm gonna say True Lies. You said The Proposal. I'm gonna say Definitely Maybe. I like Definitely Maybe.
Oh yeah, well,
I like that movie a lot.
Okay, with like, so my interpretation is like it's more of like even though it's because I was thinking about like him telling the story to his daughter, and I'm thinking of almost like the relationship between him.
It's
and his
How I
daughter.
Met Your Mother.
It's How I Met Your Mother. It's basically they looked at that and they made it a TV show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but you know, just Isla Fisher looks fantastic in the movie. So, and so does Rachel Weisz too. All right. And then of course Valentine.
Oh yeah, the horror
movie, My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine.
Gotta see that one for you horror fans out there. And yeah, and True Lies. That was my last one. So, Crazy Rich Asians. That was a good movie. Crazy Rich Asians.
have not seen it.
Yeah, check out Crazy Rich Asians if you haven't seen it. It's freaking awesome.
Even though Ronnie Chang is like killing it now, appearing in everything.
Yes, he is. And so is
And what's her name?
Chan. Gemma Chan. Yeah, she's in two
Yeah,
MCU. She has 2 roles in the freaking MCU. What's up?
That's right, and they were both in Shang-Chi.
No, they were not in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, they were.
No.
Ronnie Chang was in there.
No. Gemma Chan, I'm saying.
Oh,
She was in.
No, I'm thinking of the
Captain
other one. I'm
Marvels,
thinking of
and
the
then
other
she was
one.
in Eternals. She was
I'm sorry, I mixed up my agents. My bad.
I'll leave that one alone. Terrence, take us home.
I don't know how to follow that now. So make sure you guys look. I'm not the most romantic person, so I'm sure you guys top 5s in the comments below will be way better than mine. I won't care because I'm probably not gonna watch any of them. But make sure you put them in the comments below. And if it's the first time that you're on the channel, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you're aware of all the other things that we do on the channel. And the link will be up for our new merch, which I believe this one that I'm wearing right now just came out at the end of the year. Our top 5 shirts. If you're a big fan of top 5s, this is basically what it looks like when we're prepping.
Yeah.
This is a very good interpretation of what it looks like when we're prepping.
And this one's Terrence, by the way. This one, that's Terrence. I'm writing away, and he's the one that's like killing his head, like breaking his mind, not knowing what the hell. And who was in that? And what was the name of that person?
I gotta look up everything. I was like, I can't remember. I'm really bad with names. It must be the age. Can't get that. All right, that's okay.
So happy Valentine's Day to all you lovebirds, and happy Love Sucks Day to all you single people out there.
There you go. Sorry, they broke up with you.
For Aspen and Art, Carla, and the Geek Father back here, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take $1. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they don't have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down, patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it.